It's just funny. This guy, this is the report I saw years ago. I remember this. So yeah, as usual, it all I forgot about. We forgot about it, but like I said, I remembered him. I was talking about him about maybe 2 weeks ago, because like I said, we're talking about how like I said, how the illegal Migos roll up on me. They'll be at the gas, they pull up on me sometime, or at another store, smiling, laughing. But
The gentleman has
I remember, I guess this was probably when I was still watching Fox. And yeah, they're trying to just shut him up because he's telling the truth. That he still wasn't taking none of their shit. Cause they probably try to make him look like just an angry white dude, but anybody saying any real man, a black man, no matter race, you know what they're doing. They use a woman to piss you off, and then when you respond, oh, you're just a misogynist.
encouraged all the illegals, and that comes with some pretty heinous consequences. He was trying to explain this to some of the Democrats in Congress about a year ago. I want you to take a look.
Chair,
Mr. Holman,
you work for me. I'm a taxpayer.
It's just like he a kid.
Disgusting. I've served my country. I've served my country for 34 years. I find your this is out of control. Well. I've served my country for 34 years, and yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms that in back that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like, and I had a 5-year-old son at the time.
And he talking about in the back of the tractor trailer. You know how they smuggle them in. It was a bunch of them packed into the trailer. I think that was when they found about, I don't know how many. And yeah, like you said, could you imagine the panic? Y'all can't get out, and y'all trapped with a whole bunch of people, the claustrophobia. And that's gonna make it worse. And you're gonna, use up more air because they're all panicking.
What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation.
And they did it. You see, they can't. You see how nasty and evil they are. You see how I can feel it now. They can't. They don't even care. That's something. These folks are evil, and just like they're talking about, they making videos now. I'll show that tomorrow if I remember. Where they're telling people, don't talk to your Democrat. I mean, if you're a Democrat, anybody that voted for, even if it's you know, your children or your parents, whatever. It's okay to not talk. It's like, no, we the ones. I don't care how close they were. If they got brainwashed, it might end up on one of them videos with kids who chopped up their parents. Grown kids. I was watching one today. A grown kid killed their parents. She was in her 30s. So it's like, nah, you just give them a phone call.
So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member.
We agree on that.
Fix it.
We agree on that, but I disagree. But I also disagree with your characterization of this area as criminality.
People for 3 decades on this.
Gentlemen,
Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Holman, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Holman. He don't get me go beyond his time.
Mr. This gets good. Watch, because AOC comes on, and forgive me, this was actually during the Trump administration, not last year. This was while Trump was.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, nah, I remember this. This was years ago. That's what I was talking about. When another time he said about how they would be separated. Because I think they were still talking about the kids in cages, and this when it turned out Obama started that shit. That's what everybody was like, nah, Obama, separating the family. Yeah, remember they was like Trump separating families. He explained, he said what I said. That's what it was years ago. And I left comments on Fox. I'm like, if you get pulled over or something, yeah, they're gonna separate you. And he said the exact same thing. It's like, wait a minute, he heard me. But I knew what gang started. But so either way, well, a lot of people thought that though. It's like, wait a minute, the Americans get separated from their kids when they get caught by the cops. You don't get to take your kids to jail, which is in America. So no.
President, and they were in the way of allowing anything.
Remember all them stories, yeah, about the kids who had to go see their mom in jail and shit like that. All the sad stories over the years, whatever.
Forward on the border, he was enormously frustrated. Listen,
we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority.
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Holman.
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
So the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested with a child.
Yeah, that's what he said it. Yeah, that's exactly what I remember that. And I was talking about it recently, a couple of weeks ago, a week ago. I remember when because, like I said, it felt like, oh, that's my line. I wasn't mad. It's like, all right, go ahead and have it. But it wasn't just that, because in the 80s, yeah, you're getting, I was a teenager or a kid, well, really the kid, they talked about it back then. Yeah, you getting arrested. And your kids getting separated from you.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman, with
family.
all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
They broke the law when they came over. Yeah, he said that's where we get it from. Yeah, he said it like, that's what I was talking about.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General...
You see how she just shut up? Yeah, she couldn't say nothing. Yeah, if you want to seek asylum, you still got to go to the door. You don't just sneak in. You still got to go to the door,
Is violation 8 United States Code 1325. Illegally is violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
wow.
And see, that was back then when they was specifically working against Trump. The deep state, they had a lot of control. So yeah, you can see how she's like, oh wow, no, I'm talking about AOC. You can see her look on her face, like, we gonna get you. The deep state gonna get you.
This is the guy in charge of the border. This is the guy that Trump has just named as border czar. I mean, this is gonna be what I want you to hear this. Here he is just a few weeks ago on 60 Minutes, Tom Homan speaking with the 60 Minutes reporter about the need for actually having a policy and moving forward with this. And she kind of gets tripped up.
One estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth
And
it?
how much are they paying them? In Chicago, New York. So it's like, yeah, pay to get rid of them. And how much are you giving Ukraine? 100 billion, or whatever, 100 million, or what? Well, more than 100 million, billions.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
Oh my goodness. That was like no-go territory for the CBS lady. A little bit later in the show, I got to tell you what Sunny Houston is saying about that. Forgive me, Anna Navarre, all those View ladies. Anyway, here's one more clip of Tom Homan. This is just important because let it sink in that they mean business. I mean, they really do. Here he is at the RNC in 23.
Damn right. Because you're going home.
And he doing this because the Tom Homan dude gonna do the job, but they're gonna cry about it. It is that, but see, the problem is this shouldn't not be a big thing. Somebody like him should be doing it, and it shouldn't be a big thing that nobody care about. But let me see what she said. The View chick had to say.
by the way, to avoid Florida homes that had Trump signs.
Reduced lately. In fact, a massive shelter on Roosevelt Island is in the process of closing. In the meantime, Mayor Adams spoke.
Culturally relevant food. I mean, last I checked, if you're hungry,
You eat anything.
you'll eat.
Yeah, so oh shit, so that's okay. I ain't even had to. I was fast forwarded. I know what they mean. So they so they so stuck up. Illegal immigrants. They can't just eat. I don't know, McDonald's or something or a hot dog. They go and a pack of hot dogs. Whatever. Okay, let's give them some vegetables. No, they got to eat. What they ate in their home country. See, boy, that's why I be telling if y'all come to me talking to me about entitled or what, bitch, I will fucking strangle you to death. Not not because you're busting, you're not busting me out. Just the hypocrisy, you're evil and you deserve to fucking die, and I'm gonna send you to hell.